Hello, fluffy tail lovers. Did you know that cats, just like humans, have unique nose prints? No two patterns are alike? And that's just an external manifestation of their uniqueness. Today, we'll dive into the fascinating world of feline individuality and explore 5 irrefutable signs that your pet is a true personality with its own distinctive character. If you want to better understand your four-legged friend and establish an even closer bond, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We regularly share secrets for a happy life with pets. Understanding your cat's uniqueness will not only enrich your relationship, but also help create a truly comfortable environment that takes into account their individual characteristics and needs. Let's start with the most obvious. The first sign of your cat's uniqueness manifests in their unusual preferences in food, games, and rest. Most cats love fish, but there are those who prefer vegetables or fruits. My friend was amazed when she discovered that her cat enthusiastically ate pieces of raw carrot and melon. Other cats may show strange attachments to non-cat activities, for example, loving water, retrieving toys like dogs, or even watching television, actively responding to certain programs. Scientists studying animal behavior note that cats' food preferences form in early childhood, up to approximately 6 months of age. During this period, cats are most open to new tastes. If a kitten tries various foods at this age, as an adult, it will likely be more flexible in its taste preferences. This explains why some cats happily eat cucumbers, olives, or even spicy foods, while others flatly refuse any experiments. As for games, some cats demonstrate truly unique preferences. Instead of traditional toy mice or balls, they might choose strange objects, bottle caps, hair ties, crumpled receipts, or even socks. Sometimes, such play preferences are related to the texture of the object, its smell, or the sound it makes when moving. And in some cases, it might be connected to the cat's early experiences. Perhaps a similar object was its first toy. Individuality is especially evident in choosing places to rest. Why does one cat prefer to sleep in a closet among clothes, another on a windowsill, and a third invariably on a laptop keyboard? It's not just about temperature or surface softness. Cats choose places where they feel safe, where they're comfortable in terms of territory visibility, or where they can be closer to their favorite person. And some cats' choice of sleeping place may change depending on mood, season, or even the phase of the moon. Have you noticed that your cat responds in a special way to certain music? Research shows that cats have musical preferences. Some relax to classical music, others become energized by rock compositions. Special musical pieces have even been created for cats, taking into account the peculiarities of their hearing. If your cat shows interest in a specific music genre, that's another sign of their unique personality. The second striking sign of a cat's unique character is the special rituals and habits your pet develops over time. Have you ever observed how your cat performs a series of actions in a strictly defined order before eating, sleeping, or playing? This is not a coincidence, but a manifestation of individuality and the way a cat structures its world. Some cats must knead before sleep, rhythmically moving their paws as if kneading soft dough. This instinct remains from childhood, when kittens massage their mother's belly to stimulate milk production. But what's interesting is how exactly your cat does it, only with front paws or all four, purring or silently, on a specific surface or on any surface. Greeting rituals can also be very individual. Some cats meet their owner at the door, others pretend they didn't notice the return at all, and still others might develop an entire greeting dance, running in circles, jumping on furniture, making special sounds. Speaking of sounds, did you know that cats have about 100 different vocalizations? And each cat uses its unique set of sounds to communicate with people. Morning and evening rituals of cats are especially interesting. For example, some pets persistently wake their owners at the same time, using their own methods, from gently stroking the face with a paw to jumping on the stomach. Other cats before sleep might conduct an inspection tour of the house, checking all corners and nooks, as if patrolling the territory before retiring for the night. Surprisingly, some cats develop completely unusual habits related to their daily life. For example, there are cats who, before drinking, always dip a paw into the water bowl, as if checking its depth. Others might insist that the owner be present during meals, or conversely, prefer complete solitude. All these little peculiarities combine to create a unique behavioral portrait of your pet. The third sign of your cat's uniqueness is their special ways of communicating with you and other family members. Cats are masters of nonverbal communication, and each develops its own language to get what it wants from people. Some rely on expressive looks, others use touch, and still others prefer vocal signals. The vocal repertoire of cats is amazingly diverse. Meowing, purring, chirping, cooing, hissing, growling, and these are just the basic types of sounds. Within each category, a cat can create variations differing in volume, duration, and intonation. Remarkably, many researchers note that cats adapt their vocalizations to specific people, using sounds that work best with that particular person. Cat body language is no less informative. The position of the tail, ears, whiskers, pupils, all this constitutes a complex system of signals. But what makes your cat unique is how they combine these signals and which ones they prefer to use more often. Some cats are very talkative and constantly comment on what's happening around them. Others prefer silent presence and communicate predominantly through touch. It's especially interesting to observe how cats adapt their communication methods to different family members. With one person, a cat might be incredibly vocal, with another, prefer tactile contact, and with a third, communicate predominantly through looks. This shows not only the uniqueness of the cat's character, but also the ability to subtly feel differences between people. Research shows that cats can recognize their owners' voices and distinguish them from strangers' voices. Moreover, they can determine the emotional coloring of speech and react accordingly. If your cat responds differently to your mood, rejoicing with you or trying to comfort you when you're sad, this indicates high emotional intelligence and a unique connection between you. The phenomenon of cat language that develops between a cat and a human over time deserves special attention. This is a kind of personal code that includes certain sounds, gestures, and rituals understandable only to the two of you. For example, your cat might use specific meowing that means, "I want to be picked up," or a certain look signaling a desire to play. The longer you live together, the more complex and rich this unique language becomes. The fourth sign of your cat's uniqueness is their social preferences and ways of interacting with people, other animals, and the surrounding world. Contrary to the widespread belief about the independence and detachment of cats, each has its own social style that can differ greatly from stereotypical representations. Some cats indeed prefer solitude and minimal interaction with humans, while others can be incredibly sociable, following the owner everywhere and demanding constant attention. There are cats that adore guests and greet each new person with enthusiasm, and there are those who hide at the slightest noise in the hallway. And these differences are not always explained by breed or early experience. Often it's simply a manifestation of individual temperament. Attitude toward other animals also shows the uniqueness of a cat's character. Some get along wonderfully with dogs, even becoming best friends with them. Others might befriend rabbits, hamsters, or even birds. There are cats that show care for other animals, grooming them, sharing food, or protecting them. And there are those who categorically do not accept the presence of other pets in their territory. It's interesting to observe how cats choose their favorite among family members. Sometimes their choice may seem illogical. For example, a cat might become attached to the person who pays the least attention to it. Researchers explain this by saying that cats value respect for their personal space, and a person who doesn't impose interaction may be perceived as more understanding of the feline nature. The social behavior of cats is also manifested in their reaction to separation from the owner. Contrary to the myth about feline independence, many cats do miss people and can demonstrate this in various ways, from searching for items with the owner's scent to refusing food or changing their usual daily routine. And each cat has its own way of expressing longing, which once again emphasizes the uniqueness of their character. One of the most interesting manifestations of cats' social behavior is their ability to adapt to the owner's daily schedule. Some cats adjust to your schedule, waking up and going to sleep with you, while others fundamentally maintain their own routine. This shows not only individual preferences, but also the level of social flexibility of your pet. And the fifth, final sign of your cat's unique character is their non-standard reactions to the environment, stress, and changes. While most cats are conservative and have difficulty accepting changes, there are those who demonstrate amazing adaptability, or conversely, unusual sensitivity to certain factors. Reaction to weather and natural phenomena can tell a lot about a cat's character. Some pets become anxious before a thunderstorm. Others, on the contrary, show curiosity. Some cats predict weather, becoming sleepy before rain or especially active during atmospheric pressure changes. There are even cats that love to watch snow or rain, spending hours at the window in an enchanted state. Cats' reactions to seasonal changes are especially interesting. With the onset of winter, some cats become more sleepy and spend more time in warm shelters, while others, on the contrary, show increased activity, as if compensating for the lack of external stimuli. In spring, many cats experience a surge of energy, but it manifests differently in each, from enhanced grooming to nighttime runs around the apartment. Attitude toward new objects in the house can also be very individual. The classic cat reaction is careful examination of a new object, but some pets demonstrate unusual fearlessness or conversely irrational fear of harmless things. For example, a cat might react absolutely calmly to a working vacuum cleaner, but panic at the sight of a paper bag. A cat's ability to cope with stress and adapt to new conditions is another aspect of character uniqueness. Moving, the appearance of new family members, renovations, all these situations can cause stress in cats, but they react to it differently. Some hide and refuse food, others become hyperactive, some may show aggression, and others surprise with their composure and quick adaptation. Interestingly, some cats develop unusual strategies for coping with stress. For example, with loud sounds, one cat might hide under the bed, another climb higher onto a closet, and a third seek contact with a human. These differences reflect not only individual temperament, but also the unique life experience of each cat. Individuality is especially evident in reactions to unfamiliar people. There are extrovert cats that meet guests at the door and demand attention from every visitor. There are hidden introverts who disappear at the first sounds of the doorbell and appear only after strangers leave. And there are selective socials who somehow determine who can be trusted and who cannot, and build their behavior accordingly. Veterinarians note that even cats' reactions to treatment and medical procedures can be very individual. Some cats stoically endure injections and examinations, others fall into stupor, and still others actively resist. And these differences are not always related to previous experience. Often it's simply a manifestation of basic character traits. Premonition of events is another mysterious ability that manifests in some cats. There are many stories about how cats predicted earthquakes, fires, or even seizures in their owners. Scientists explain this by super-acute perception of changes in the environment that are inaccessible to human senses. But interestingly, not all cats show such sensitivity. This is another aspect of their individuality. So, we've examined 5 key signs that your cat has a unique character: unusual preferences in food and games, special rituals and habits, specific ways of communication, unique social interactions, and non-standard reactions to the environment. Each cat is a complex personality with its own temperament, habits, and behavioral characteristics that make it unique. Understanding your pet's uniqueness not only enriches your relationship, but also helps create a truly comfortable environment that takes into account their individual needs. By observing your cat's behavior, you can learn many new and amazing things and strengthen your mutual attachment. Now, I'm very interested to hear about your experience. What unique character traits does your cat display? What makes them special and unique? Share your observations in the comments. Perhaps together we can compile an even more complete picture of the amazing diversity of feline personalities. If this video has been helpful to you and helped you better understand your furry friend, don't forget to like and share it with other cat lovers, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next episodes, where we'll continue to reveal the amazing secrets of pet behavior and share advice on creating harmonious relationships with them. And in our next video, we'll touch on an equally fascinating topic that will definitely make you look at your pet with new eyes. And remember, each cat is an entire universe with its own laws and peculiarities, and exploring this universe can become one of the most exciting adventures in your life.